So here we go. It is a Tuesday and we are in Dartmouth, Massachusetts today. And this customer called us out because they needed us to remove this old surface mounted range plug and install a flush mount installation. So here I printed out the paperwork from the manufacturer and we're going to be installing it within location E. It's very important to install it with that location or the range will not fit properly. So here's how I like to do it. I like to transfer all my dimensions out onto the wall there. I draw everything out. I label everything. I mark out the center and the edge of the stud. But here I ran into a small issue. I didn't realize that this wall was going to be a 1x3 wall. I was originally going to use a smart box. It was going to be a 2-gang smart box, but that wouldn't fit. So I ended up recessing a 4 11/16 box into the wall, and it fit absolutely beautifully. So here I'm going to drill down in the center of the bay with a 90-degree drill attachment on this Milwaukee drill. This works out perfect because I get directly in the center of the bay and I don't risk drilling out into one of the interior walls or even on the exterior of the building. I got this nice 4 11/16 range cover on there and I labeled it circuit number 21 and 23. And we're going to make sure before plugging in the new range, we got everything tested. From each leg, I got 240. From hot to neutral, I got 120. And then from hot to ground, I also have 120. So everything checks out beautifully. And now I'm going to take you down into the basement. I got everything boxed because we had to extend the wire. I got it labeled circuit number 21 and 23. And I also boxed it with a 4 11/16 box there. So that's going to be the end of that job. Here is the second job of the day. This house got struck by lightning and actually blew the siding up on the side of the building, and it also damaged this 10-2 wire which went to the AC disconnect. So we got to make sure to repair this wire immediately for this customer. They were all frightened, so we got to make sure everything is nice and safe for them. That is what the cable looked like, and as I cut it out, here you can see that the copper is not damaged, everything is not burnt, and everything looks nice and clean. So after we box that wire, we're going to make sure to test everything. I made all my connections up with some nice tan red Ideal wire nuts. These are the best. I also had to box the great room circuit as well. That 14-2 got damaged, and I also labeled everything first floor AC, and then I labeled that other box, great room. And that is the exterior of the siding where the lightning actually struck. It blew that siding up there and actually broke all the vinyl, but the AC fortunately was not damaged, so the customer was super happy about that. I swept up the entire basement floor for them. There was a ton of burnt foam and charred foam in there, so I ended up sweeping all that up and threw it in the bin. So if any of you guys need this type of electrical service in the Massachusetts area, give us a call. We're taking new clients.